Okay, we're here in Essex to see an incredible 8-car, yes 8-car, garage stored collection off the road for about 10 years. Great variety of marques and fantastic stories, and they're coming out of their garages today. Let's take a look. Right then, car number one is this stunning 1960 Ford Consul Mark II, a car designed jointly in Detroit and Dagenham, and goodness me does it show. This British Americana, if you can call it that, is one of my favourite eras of car design. Inspired by the Ford Thunderbird and the Fairlane, this car wouldn't look out of place at a drive-in cinema, and the interior looks like the inside of an American diner, with those beautiful bench seats, aluminium dash and jet-age door furniture. The original owner of this car worked at the Ford Dagenham plant, and the second owner was his son. The car has been dry stored here for about 10 years. It was hand-painted at some point and has all its original metalwork and appears to be very solid. The odometer is showing just over 60,000 miles, and the car was running when it was parked up. With a top speed of just over 80 miles per hour and a recorded 0 to 60 time of 22 seconds, this car could easily keep up with modern traffic. She has a 3-speed column change gearbox, which I'm told are not as daunting to use as you'd think. Now, is that true? Do let me know in the comments. As you would expect, there's no power steering on this car, and I suppose this rather large steering wheel would partly compensate for that. Right. We'd better go and have a look at car number two. Car number two is an early 1956 Type 1 oval window Volkswagen Beetle. The Beetle was produced from 1938 to 2003 and is one of the most iconic cars in automotive history. A staggering 21.5 million have been produced, the most of any car of a single platform. The car has a 4-cylinder air-cooled boxer engine located in the rear, and as you might expect, the Beetle is rear-wheel drive. The engine in this Beetle is the 1192cc, producing 30 brake horsepower, which has a recorded top speed of 72 miles per hour. In regard to transmission, the car has a 4-speed manual gearbox. What makes this car particularly interesting is that it was ordered from Germany as a right-hand drive spec car. This Beetle has spent a lot of its life in storage. It was dry stored from 1967 to 1995. Interestingly, when the third owner purchased the car in 1995, it had not been started in the 28 years it had been laid up. He cleaned the points and plugs, carried out an oil change, cleaned the carb, fitted a new battery and put in a gallon of 4-star, and lo and behold, it started. The present owner acquired the car in 2000 and the Beetle has been laid up here for about 10 years. The car was restored 20 years ago and won first prize at Volks Fair 1995, and I'm sure you'll agree this Beetle still looks like a prize winner today. The engine was rebuilt 10 years ago and is barely run in. Well, let's take a look at car number 3, shall we? Car number 3 is this stunning 1972 Renault Estafette van. The Estafette was in production from 1959 to 1980 when it was superseded by the Renault Trafic. An electric concept version of the Estafette was released by Renault recently. Yes, moving swiftly on. A few Estafettes were for sale in the UK, but as you would expect, they were incredibly popular in France. They were used as a light goods vehicle, camper vans, ice cream trucks, and even police vans. There was also a tarpaulin-covered pickup version. I love that. The engine in this van is the Clienfant inline 4-cylinder, which produces 39 brake horsepower and a top speed of 100 km per hour. In regard to the transmission, the van has a 4-speed manual gearbox and the odometer is showing 88,976, I presume, kilometres. This particular van was imported from France in 2013 and had a full cosmetic and mechanical restoration in 2015. Sadly, due to the owner's poor health, it's been dry stored ever since. As you can see, the inside of the van is a blank canvas. Perhaps it will become a camper van or a hospitality truck for events. Either way, there are many options available to the new owner of this funky little van, which I must admit has rather captured my heart. My favourite design feature are the doors at the rear. The top section lifts up and the bottom two are like mini stable doors which fully open out. OK, well we'd better move on to the next outbuilding as there's a very special car in there I want to show you.
OK, so you've seen the first three. I think you people on YouTube are going to like this garage. I know you're going to like this garage, Claire.
OK.
No peeking.
Wow. In this building are 5 amazing Austins, and one in particular has an incredible story, so let's start there. EU 4339 is a 1930 Austin 7 RK Saloon. The car's first owner was Miss Perrott of Gilvern. She used the car to visit her brother once a week in Abergavenny until 1937, when her brother went to Spain to fight in the Civil War. This is her brother's driving licence, which is included in the history file, and Elton and myself found it absolutely fascinating looking through this. Sadly, Miss Perrott's brother didn't survive the war, and the car was laid up for 37 years until her death in 1974. The car was sold by the executors of Miss Perrott's estate to Mr. David Evans, an Abergavenny butcher. This newspaper clipping from the Abergavenny Chronicle, January 1976, shows the car and the manager of the Keith Price Garage, Mr. Robin Gardner. The only Austin 7 top hat car in the world with the original fabric interior trim is for sale, and it could have been yours for £2,500. It appears that the car also won the 1975 Vintage Saloon Award at the Longleat Rally. Not only has this car graced the pages of the Abergavenny Chronicle, it was also featured in the book Original Austin 7 by Rinsey Mills. The car has been dry stored for the last 10 years and, as you would expect, will need some recommissioning, although under the dust the bodywork looks great. The Austin 7 was produced from 1922 until the Second World War in 1939. In my humble opinion, the 7 was a hugely significant car in our automotive history. The Baby Austin, as it was also known, was an economy car, which meant, unlike previously, owning a motor car was now an option for more people.
Well, I'm blessed. Practically all of them are Austin. Everybody seems to be investing in an Austin these days, and I'm sure they can't do better.
The Austin 7 was particularly popular with female drivers, and Austin began to market them as such with model names like Pearl and Ruby. This earlier 7 has a 3-speed and reverse gearbox, and I don't think it has synchromesh, although please do correct me in the comments, folks, if I'm wrong. The engine is a 747cc straight 4, and the brakes are famously poor, with one motoring journalist of the time writing, "You would avoid falling off the cliffs in Sussex if you applied the brakes in Surrey." Savage. There is another Austin 7 in this collection, so let's go and take a look at it. This is Ivy, a 1934 Austin 7, and I must confess at this point that this is my absolute favourite of the collection. She has the same engine as the earlier 7, but I believe the gearboxes at this point were 4-speed and that synchromesh was added to 2nd, 3rd and 4th gear. The car was purchased by the vendors from an Austin 7 specialist in 2010 and was used for occasional weekend outings. She has been dry stored since 2013. I think the VY on the plate means that this was registered as a Yorkshire car. Can anyone confirm this for me in the comments? So then, it's time to size up from a 7 to a 10. This is EKM 889, a 1937 Austin 10 Cambridge. The previous owner nicknamed the car Elvis, and the name stuck. The 10 was intended to fit between the 7 and the 12 in the Austin range. Elvis was purchased by the vendor in 2010 and was regularly used on weekend outings to Suffolk villages. It was last used as a wedding car for friends in July 2014. The Austin 10 was launched in April 1932 and was Austin's bestseller in the 1930s. Production ended in 1947 after an incredible 290,000 had been made. The engine is an 1125cc 4-cylinder side valve and produced 22 brake horsepower. According to the Times newspaper, the greatest comfortable speed was 55 miles per hour. 30 to 35 is an effortless cruising rate with light throttle. This Austin 10 though is a Cambridge. It had a new body shell, a more modern clutch operation and improved brakes. The Cambridge also had a slide-back sunroof and a wind-out windscreen. I spy another Austin 10, so let's go and take a look at it. 748 UXO is a 1932 Austin 10 Saloon. The vendor purchased the car in 2010. As you can see, it's missing its engine and gearbox. They were removed by the vendor for repair. I'm not sure if they are included in the sale. Please do check out the Anglia Car Auctions website for more details. We'll be able to get a better look at her shortly when we get her outside. Right, on to the last car of the collection. This is a 1935 Austin Light 12.6 Ascot. This particular one is made lighter due to not having an engine or gearbox in situ. The Light 12.6 was in production from 1931 to 1937. It would have had a 1711cc straight-six engine, producing around 38 brake horsepower. The engine was sent off to be stripped down shortly after the owner purchased the car in 2014. The transmission was a 4-speed manual gearbox, and according to a press review, 60 miles per hour was the highest comfortable speed. Well then, after resting in these outbuildings, I think it's time for this brilliant collection of cars to see daylight again for the first time in just over a decade.
So I've got here and Neil from NG Vehicle Logistics. Guys who follow us on the channel will know Neil quite well. He's here already. He's very keen. In fact, he's so keen, Neil, that I've noticed that Elvis has left the building.
Has, yeah, he left yesterday.
What happened there yesterday then? And why was that?
That was just a time situation as much as anything. I've got a lot to do in a short space of time, and an opportunity was there yesterday, so...
And this is a fair old trek for you, isn't it? Back to Kings Lynn?
70 miles each way. Yeah, we'll do... 2 trucks will do 2 runs today. That have just turned up. Yeah, so we'll get tyres pumped up, get them loaded, get gone.
So you're going to have how many vehicles here today?
So we've got 3 transporters, plus my truck and trailer.
Yep.
So we'll get 4 gone quickly.
Time and people are the thing, the challenges. Are the extractions challenging at all? Or
no, they look fairly straightforward.
Just putting some air in the tyres, I noticed.
I think they'll all move all right.
Cool. Right, well, I'm going to let you crack on, mate, because I know you're busy today.
We'll get some air in the tyres.
A lot of miles to do. Cheers for talking to us.
All right.
So we'll just get a bit of footage of the men at work. He says with his tongue firmly in his cheek. You don't normally get 3 people working on one car, but They may as well do something while they're here. All being paid. Just as a precaution, but I think we're well clear of the rear. Just to stop the back end dragging on the ground. Get a nice look underneath whilst I'm here, look. All been sealed. Beautiful. Now Neil hasn't got a mic on at the moment. He was just got Matt to get in it because his truck is pointing down the slope. He's doesn't want it obviously rolling forwards into the cab. Little bit of a precaution. If you're on your own, you just have like a chock with you or something to stop it. And there we are, she's on. This one should be fairly straightforward. In fact, compared to what we used to see, they're all straightforward. Find out in a minute if the wheels are locked. Hopefully they'll roll freely. Make life a lot easier. Got a bit of a downward slope on the truck. I don't know if the camera really picks, yeah it does, picks that up. You've got to be a little bit careful, you don't want it to run away with itself. Thing with old cars, they tend to be a lot more narrow than modern ones, even when they look fairly large. These ramps have got like extensions on them to help the angle of the winch there so you don't drag the back on the ground as it comes out. I do get ramp envy when I see those ones. I just noticed Neil going around the back just to make sure all's good. Beautiful car. I'm going to see if I can get a little look underneath whilst we're doing this. If you're interested in buying it, there's a sneak preview. And she's on. You strap her down and she'll be ready to go off to Anglia Car Auctions. Look. Beautiful car. It's so nice to see them in the daylight, even if the weather isn't quite as nice as when we first saw them. Bit of a debate going on here. I'll find out why in a minute.
You need to drink that before it goes cold.
Neil should be around somewhere. Oh, there he is.
There's a bit here.
You going to come out of that closet, Neil?
Firmly in it.
I don't even know if the camera can pick you up, mate, but... Are you,
That's enough in that one.
are there any problems, or are you just putting air in the tyres?
Just air in the tyres, moving a few things out of the way, just so there's no chance of any scrapes down the side.
Brilliant. So in case, because Neil hasn't got a mic on at the moment, he's just saying just put some air in the tyres, making sure there's nothing around the vehicle, don't want to put any scratches on it. But he's actually sat in some kind of wardrobe in the back there.
The decision has been made to push the Estafette out of the garage and round the corner so that Neil can reverse his truck and trailer, which is currently parked outside the property on the side of the road, into position for the van to be winched up. I love this, it's fabulous. That's such a cool door, isn't it? Love it. Putting the van to good use, it was filled with some parts from the other vehicles.
Yeah, I'm going to wrap the strap around all them, just to keep them in there.
Hang on a minute, is that an Austin engine and gearbox? Neil is reversing the truck and trailer in. Rather him than me.
Neil's jumped ahead of me here, look. I love this little thing. Beautiful little car. This needs to find a loving home. Such a great little car. But they're not taking that one. It's to gain access to the one behind. Could be interesting, this one, because it's a bit of an unknown entity. No engine and gearbox. So it's not going to be that heavy. Whether it wants to roll or not, we'll find out in a moment. Find out if it's got some steering. Has it got steering, Neil?
Looks like it.
Yeah, Neil seems to think it has. All going good so far then?
Yeah, all right so far, yeah. Fairly straightforward, which is nice.
Have you just cursed it, mate?
Probably, yeah.
I'll get out of the way of the winch slide. Car's rolling. Ah, so I think something's locked up at the front.
You what? That's all right.
We'll find out in a minute.
I'll stop it rolling away. No.
We've got no engine.
No engine or gearbox. You were saying about Kirsten, that has got a locked up wheel, that side.
Right, okay.
Not the end of the world.
Has it not freed off yet then?
Not yet, no.
You're waiting for that ping. Often when they start moving, they'll break free.
Obviously, if that does go, if it does free off. What we like that side? I'll come straight. Right, so I need someone around the back then to stop it rolling away.
By the sounds of the cheering, I think that's freed itself off. They're all free now, Neil?
All right, yeah, looks like it. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, in that front corner. I'm all right on that wire? That orange wire, yeah?
Yeah, fine, yeah.
Even I can't get through there.
About to hit a bit of a slope here, that's why guys are hanging on the back.
Flop it around, that's it, flop it around.
Right, going up. I do.
Happy with that then?
Yeah.
Good.
We just need to find the rest of the front now.
I'm sure it's around here
Yeah,
somewhere.
it'll be in there somewhere, won't it?
Yeah. Look at this little fold down, well, work as a bench or for your basket there, Claire. You'd absolutely love that. So what a beautiful little addition. These cars are full of quirks and little things that make them just nice to take and enjoy the whole day out, and the car is a big part of it. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Look at these awesome trafficators. So I've just been pointed out, this looks like it might have adjustable shocks. Look at that.
Shocking.
Shocking.
I was saying we had to clear the path to get to them before you can even get to them. Can't be that bad, you know,
So that's the first run of the day to Kings Lynn underway. Take care, Naomi. looks a bit tight against that wall, doesn't it? Under Neil's closed watch and some slow but careful winching, bit by bit, the car came away from the wall easily.
Sort of thing, but they just something about that, isn't
Definitely. Let's give you a sneak peek of the underneath. You couldn't really see how green that was when it was in the shed. Look, that's in lovely condition in there, look. Beautiful.
I think we can control it.
I would help, but you know, I'm busy.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that ain't going to take a lot of time.
The other one moves anyway, doesn't it?
Yeah, that'll be fine, yeah, thank you.
I remember as a child. I've been around the museum a couple of times.
Last but not least, it's Ivy's turn. Oh, look at that interior.
Tea towel?
Oh, are they extra? Oh, look at her though. She's absolutely lovely.
This was my second favourite.
Was it?
Yeah, Elvis the Austin 10 Cambridge that Neil talked yesterday was the one we used a lot, and then Ivy we use quite a bit too.
Ivy.
Well, it's VY.
How is it?
So
I couldn't help but take this opportunity to take a look inside the RK now that she was in the daylight. Didn't envy them at all.
am I supposed to push?
No. Unless you want to. See her off, give her a send off.
Under it, I'll see on the next one.
I just want to pause the video here because it's interesting to see the differences between the earlier and the later 7. The earlier 7 looks a lot more boxy and the windows are noticeably different too.
Oh, that is quite little, isn't it?
That is little, yeah. But it is a little car.
The guys have put a wooden block under the front of the car so they can jack it up and remove the ramps. And just like that, the garages in which the cars have sat for over a decade are now empty. And these fabulous vehicles are now on their way to Anglia Car Auctions to begin a new chapter. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your favourite car in the comments.